Why, hello there, everyone. How's everyone doing? And welcome to Avorion. Oops. So, this is going to be a long-running series for us. Mainly because Avorion is a great game, one of my favourites, but it's also quite the long-running series. Or quite the long-running game, I should say. My normal playthrough is, where are we at? 225 hours and 46 minutes. And this is a save where I haven't beaten the end boss. So, you know, it's going to be quite a while. And also, I've got a couple of shorter saves. I mean, this is one that I just started just to test some... Well, I was going to test some additional mods, and then I thought, nah, just keep to what I know. So, yeah, 6 hours, and we've only got one station and 5 ships. Versus, you know, the 70 ships, 50 stations, and 3,000 sectors. Hello, Isaac. Welcome. Anyway, the only ones I'm going to be running are... I don't have any sort of total overhaul mods or anything. I do have some workshop ships, but obviously I will go off those workshop ships. You were asleep when the stream started. Ah! Yay! Waking up to the sound of my voice. How lovely. So... yeah, we've only got a couple of mods. More resources mod just makes asteroids contain more resources. Just speeds up the process. I don't consider that a cheat, really, because all it does is save you time. Just sell my guns already. Basically there are turret factories where you can buy guns, and this just means a turret factory, you know, the thing that builds the actual turrets now sells guns because the base game for whatever reason. And improved stash is just, you can find stashes all the way out through the galaxy. It just improves them, and not by a great deal. It adds a little bit extra money and a few higher tier items. But yeah, those are the only mods I'm going to be running. I may run the Silent Torpedoes mod, but that'll be at a later date because it's essentially, yeah. They're for Avorion 0.1, so they are out of date by quite a bit. I don't want to risk breaking anything, but we'll see how it goes. So, you know what? I think we should go with a... because I do want to customize some things, so let's go with the free play. You still get the campaign and everything. Campaign and everything's all the same, so let's just go with the free play. We will be going on veteran or hardcore. Veteran or expert, so we're not going to hardcore, because you lose your ships on hardcore. The way they do... You know what, veteran. Welcome, Danny. I just decided between veteran and expert. Recommending for expert players. I mean, to be fair, I am doing expert, but just for the sake of... I can do expert. I have expert playthrough. I literally have one called expert playthrough, and I've done others. So, just for the sake of expedient, I'll go with veteran rather than expert. And seed. There we go. Collision damage full. Free play settings. Enemy damage 30%. Nope. Hang on. Am I on veteran? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's put me on normal. No, veteran. Put me on veteran. I'm going to swap these around. I'm going to put this at about 40% because I don't... 30%. Sorry, I don't particularly like that. But in exchange, I'm going to up the enemy damage to 90%. Factions, 350, that's fine. I don't particularly like rifts, so I'm going to put those down. Zoton rift damage, I haven't done the Zoton stuff yet, so I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change that. Resource wreckage, these are just... The reason I'm putting these up is just for... Wonder what I'll get with that seed. Quite a... I don't know. Don't know. Relationship gain and relationship loss, I'll put that as normal. I'll start with normal relations. You know what? Let's strip ourselves some resources since we're putting resource asteroids and wreckage up. Events. Right, events are things like Zoton attacks and pirate attacks. I'm going to put those up just a little bit. You can put it up to 500%, but then it goes absolutely insane. Yeah, you don't want to go high difficulty, high events, because it just, yeah. Unlimited processing power, because I don't particularly like, you know, I don't like having my processing power limited, because it means that really big ships you can't really do. Docking restrictions. I like that, because it's funny. It's funny when you start to pull a station out of orbit and then the station acts like a giant point defense platform, wrecking everything in its way. That is hilarious. Repair any time. Yeah. So, I'm not going to play the tutorial. I've played enough of this game that I don't really need the tutorial, so... And the only mods we have are the 3 that I mentioned before. It'll take a little bit because it's generating a whole new galaxy. Yes. Right, so. So. First thing we're going to do is we're going to exit the game. We'll load into the game, we're going to exit the game, we're going to go stream, override galaxy mods. Oh. Settings, mods. Yep. Then we're going to go... Oh, no, double clicked it. Going to go override galaxy mod. To enable achievements, because, yeah, there's a great way to enable achievements. We'll do it at the beginning of the game so we can actually get the achievements. Anyway, this is an example of the sort of thing you can build in Avorion. It's a pretty small ship. You can tell it's small by the size of the windows. It's a tritium ship, oddly enough. You can tell by the blue. Right, I'm going to actually make sure that I have settings, mods, yeah, achievements enabled, single player, stream, override galaxy mods, yep. Aha, we will have achievements now. So, oh no, I think the stream's... Yes, I did it. Not a big one, a tiny oopsie. So we will start off in our mini drone with its terrible mining lasers. And I will basically go through a bit of an explanation. So, yeah, this is the crappy little drone that we start off with. And as you can see, we start off with 10 grand. It comes from Veteran. And these terrible little mining turrets. These mining turrets have an efficiency of 14%. That means if there is 100... Let's say we have an asteroid with 100,000 resources. We'd get only 14,000. That's to give you a hint on how terrible these are. So, it's a bit like Minecraft at the beginning. You start off with essentially nothing. We are, I mean, look at the size of the station to our tiny little drone. Drone is tiny. So we're going to immediately get some titanium. Oh, and I don't like the change where it just brings up the stuff. I would like to, you know, in 0.1 where you had to just click to find the stuff, not... But whatever, not a big deal. So, yeah, from that entire asteroid, we only got a measly 120. We've got a measly amount of resources. Yeah, excellent stuff. I have mail. Fantastic. So this is a punch tree. Yeah, this is a punch tree portion of the game, yeah. This is the, oh no, I have 10 grand and that's all I have to my name. I have no ships besides a little tiny piddly little drone. You know what, I probably should have done the tutorial would have given a bit of context, but I can essentially tell you what's going on. So, there's a guy called the Adventurer who we essentially in the tutorial you start off with the ship, you receive a distress call, you go to the Adventurer to try and save him, and you are destroyed by pirates. You save the Adventurer's life, and therefore the Adventurer will help you on your journey, which actually kind of makes sense. Nobody else helped, and you saved the dude's life. So it's like, okay, this guy is cool. I'm gonna assist him. So it will give us little hints and tricks along the way, show us how to do little bits and pieces. But yes, this is very much the punching tree portion of the game. Oh, asteroid! Oh, I hate this portion of the game. Well, actually, you know, considering I have 500 hours in it, I don't hate it. But this portion of the game takes a while, as you can see. That's all I've gotten. That. Bear in mind, you can have you can literally have hundreds of billions of resources in this game. Titanium! Hello! I see you found some titanium. That's great, congratulations! Since I still feel like I'm in your debt, I'd like to give you this. I still have this from a few years ago. I'm not sure if it will help you out. His name just kind of does get randomized, I think. Oh, anyway, that's building knowledge. Essentially, if we try and build... Well, I can't... You know what? Sorry, I'll show you. It could be worse, indeed. Right, so just doing this for demonstrations purposes. Right, this is essentially however you start off a ship. It starts off as a block. But it could have an efficiency 1 mining laser. Indeed, you could have 1 efficiency 14 mining laser, which would be terrible. As you can see, there are different types of resources in the game. There's obviously iron, titanium, nanite, trinium, thallium, orgonite, and then Avorion. Each, as you can see with this, there are various blocks that aren't available in iron. There are blocks that are available in titanium, but not available in iron, and you get the picture. Because of the mode we're on, I can't actually show you anything further. But for instance, yeah, you can't build shields. There are no shields. And there are no hangars. And there's essentially nothing special about that. There are no shields, there are no hangars, there are no clothing facilities, there are no academies. I don't think there's a hyperspace core even. Well, a big part of the game is actually getting the building knowledge to be able to build all the cool stuff and build all the massive ships. And then, I mean, sure, you could just spend hours grinding for resources, but at the same time, if you build yourself a gigantic, massive ship, it will potentially take thousands of crew. So you need to pay those crew, and you need to pay the captain of the crew. And you need to maintain, well, if the ship gets damaged, you need to repair it, etc. Etc, etc, etc. So, yes. At the bottom, you know what, I'm going to move myself over a little bit. So, I know there's like an update here, it'll block it out, but there's nothing important in there at the moment. So, at the bottom, you will see we have our, you know what, I can do it on, I keep forgetting I can do it here. So, we've got a battery charge. Battery is very useful for energy weapons. It's also very useful for hyperspace jumping. If you don't have a battery, you can't jump to hyperspace. So if the enemy shoots off your battery, you can't jump to hyperspace. You are dead. Obviously, power That is basically surplus energy that you have. You've got your hull, you will have shields. A bit like Craftopia and Cosmoneer, just a bit. Yes, actually, I think it's like, I think this game has been described as a mix of Minecraft, Cosmoneer, and Factorio, where you have to... Right. Ooh, I've actually got a rare spawn. I don't normally spawn over this side of the galaxy. Normally I spawn either at the bottom or up here. Don't normally spawn in the sides. That's nice. Or even Space Engineers. Yeah, in a way, yes. In a way, it is a bit like Space Engineers. It's a bit like Emporium, but just we're not gaining the resources from the ground. We're in a drone doing it. So we're not just out in a spacesuit, but we are, you know... This, put it this way, this particular ship has 0 HP. Technically, this ship has 1 HP. So it can survive ramming into something a little bit, but it can't survive weapons fire. So any ship, any hostility at all will absolutely destroy this drone. There is nothing in this galaxy except for unarmed things that we could potentially kill, and even if we tried to kill something that's unarmed, we would be sat here trying to mine it for a while. Because while the mining lasers do 2,000% damage to stone, they don't do 2,000% damage to anything that's not stone. Yeah, it makes it kind of awkward. So, go away, please. Go away, please. Anyway, this is sort of the 3D map we can pull out. We can go in and out of everything and just have a look. See whether there's any... I want to see whether there's any claimable asteroids. And claimable asteroids you can make into mines. Anything looks at the drone funny, the drone go... Yeah, basically, anything even remotely looks at the drone, the drone just dies. Sometimes the game is really nice to you and spawns in a specific asteroid that you can then claim and sell, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like it. So, we'll show off some bits and pieces. So, this is a resource dock. The resource dock, as you probably guessed, deals in resources. You can buy and sell resources here. So, at this early section of the game, our only real way of getting any kind of income at all is going to be through this resource dock. And by selling the resources that we mine. There is a repair dock here, which does exactly what it says on the tin. It mines. Mines? No, it repairs. There is a shipyard, which can construct ships, which can construct AI ships. This also allows you to build specialist blocks like shields, energy contain... Well, shields, generators... and a few other things, but they elude me at the moment. And then the equipment dock. The equipment dock is massively important because it essentially lets you buy equipment, like anything from fighters to maps to mining drones. But we're not even close to that section of the game, so I'm not going to go too. The repair dock mines, yeah. Reminds me of my bloody money. That's what the repair dock does. Repair dock reminds me of me bloody cash. Oh, you've got 10 grand. Don't worry, we'll take that 10 grand and then put you into debt. Except for you won't put me into debt. You'll just go, nah. But yeah, eventually we will get a ship that will make this asteroid look like this drone in comparison. You can make, as long as you can support it financially, and as long as you actually go and get the resources, you can build absolutely gigantic ships, truly gigantic ships, and you can be incredibly detailed. But at the moment, we can't afford it. In the nicest terms possible, we can't afford it. So there's going to be a lot of just mining. And there are various types of enemies. There are different factions. There are also... I suppose if you build a repair dock and equip it with mining laser, it could mine. Actually, yes. Yes, because you can... There is auto fire in this game. So if you have an... well, I can't show you on this drone. I'll have to make a ship to actually show you. Just let me mine this asteroid and then I'll show. You have up to 15 equipment slots. These can be anything from a radar, which will unlock different systems for you, to a mining system, which will show you various resources. The mining system also means when you send your ships to sort of on a mission to claim minerals or resources, the mining subsystem will increase the yield of the ship by usually quite a bit. And also depending on the quality of the mining subsystem depends on how much that is. Because sometimes if you don't have a mining subsystem, you can literally be walking past resources and have absolutely no clue. Yay, we've doubled our money. Yay, we've tripled our money. Oh, to be honest, can you build a base in an asteroid? Yes, you can. You absolutely can. You can build mines, you can build military docks. There are an incredible number of facilities that you can build. You can build casinos, you can build space habitats, you can build sheep farms, you can build corn farms, you can build rice farms, you can build carbon extractors, you can build an ice mine, you can build a water mine. You can build, I mentioned sheep, you can build a cattle ranch, you can build a wheat farm, you can build an equipment dock, you can build a resource dock, a shipyard, you can build a research center, you can build a aluminium mine, you can build a gold and platinum mine, you can build a lot. You can build a plastic factory, you can build a plasma cell factory, you can build a transformer factory, you can build a munitions factory. Essentially, if you see it in-game, you can build it. Any single factory the AI can build, you can build. Any type of ship the AI has, you can capture or build yourself. There is nothing that, well, aside from a few specific items, there's nothing in this game you can't grab or mimic. Nothing. If you want to build a ship that looks exactly the same as some of the wacky bosses, is it possible to claim systems? Yes, but I'll get to that when we get around to it. There are consequences for doing so, and it's not always the best course of action. I mean, theoretically, you could build your own sort of mini empire, but the AI will usually get ships built for them. Whatever systems we will be claiming a couple of systems because factories will need supply chains, and sometimes the easiest way for a supply chain is just to build it yourself. If you have more factories or stations in a system than the AI does, then that system by default becomes yours. However, depending on your relations with various factions, the AI will come and trade with you. The AI may also come and wreck your face. You can also deal with things like pirates. They will be universally angry with you. There's no way to be at peace with the pirates, but if you are upset a faction, there is a way to be peaceful with them. It's just expensive. In the same vein, factions can go to war with each other. So dealing with a faction war can actually be quite lucrative in the early game, especially if you can find a major battle, because after everything's been destroyed, you can salvage the ships. They can break the ships down for parts, and yeah. The former pirates type system, but the pirates, I mean, there is a way of thinking about that, but oh. Yeah, by the way, since we have no mechanics and we have no engineers on this block of ours, it's taking damage. Hull is now 72%, and if we didn't come back to this would eventually be destroyed. I do have 2 crew members, which I'll assign to the block. Anyway, I'll show you about subsystems. So, subsystems. All assets in your system have abilities such as fighters or hangars. I'll show you when we get to them, but there are specific asteroids that are claimable. You can't just go to any asteroid and make it your own. There are specific asteroids which you have to claim. But You can essentially anything you can add to a ship, you can add to an asteroid base. You can even turn, and it's hard to do because asteroids are heavy, but you can even turn an asteroid base into a gigantic ship if you wished. Anyway, this is processing power. Essentially, this block by itself has 8. You'll always have 1 slot no matter what ship you build, because this is literally just a block. So we will always have at least 1. Can have up to 15. However, we have 8 processing power, as you can see. 59,000 processing power. 78,000 processing power required. So if you see this block and then just imagine a ship with 79,000 processing power, yeah, you can literally build an attack asteroid. And the great thing about asteroids is stone or any kind of mineral or resource takes reduced damage. So there is actually a boss in this game that requires you to build a ship made out of stone or have a stupidly high amount of shields. But basically, you can literally have a stone ship. I am going to check our inventory actually because I don't know what they gave me. So we've got a reconstruction kit. Basically, if our ship's destroyed, we can use the reconstruction kit for free to rebuild it. Building knowledge, because that guy gave us building knowledge of titanium, so we now have that. What do we have? You're 15% and you're... Right, we're going to sell those because they are literally useless to us at this moment in time. They are absolutely useless to us. So, engine, this is literally just going to be a block to allow us to move. These should be, yeah. You have, I've got it set. People always seem to forget to show all stats for some reason whenever they do a Let's Play, but, you know, required mechanics, required pilots. You can basically build a massive fighter carrier with literally hundreds of fighters that can either scavenge an entire system, attack enemies, or mine, or all three if you want to mix and match. Torpedoes are a big thing in the game. Torpedoes can be really interesting. Academy, basically, you can turn any standard crew member into a specific crew member. Cloning facilities, you can clone production capacity. That's very useful on things like, as I mentioned, carriers, because you can produce ships. Cargo hold, obviously, that's important for cargo. I mean, cargo is pretty self-explanatory. This ship is going to be really terrible, but I don't care. This is literally baby's first ship. The only purpose of this ship is to carry those two mining lasers. Oh, this is an example. Oh, this is an example of a captain, by the way, a proper captain, a specialized captain. So it gives us 2 additional unarmed turrets, which basically means we can have a portion of a mining laser, depending on the level. He highlights valuable wreckage, which is great. He adds another hour and a half to salvage duration. I'll explain that later. Obviously, no XP. Educated, gains more experience, fast completion of commands, careful, lower risk of being ambushed. But that's also compensated by, you know, the navigator, which is faster completion, and arrogant is counteracts careful. Arrogant, basically, the guy's a gid, so he is going to anger everybody and is going to get attacked a lot. Alright, this is 50% mining laser. Yay! But captains, depending on the captain, sometimes you may want to get a captain that only has a single trait if it's something like lucky or careful. Or you may want to get a captain like the one we just saw, who has trade-offs. But in that particular guy's case, all of his trade-offs kind of... Well, his trade-offs trade off against each other, so he's not really that valuable. And as you probably saw, it costs 100k to hire him. It can cost 30 or 60... No, I think it costs a minimum of 60k on this difficulty to hire an unspecialized captain. So as you saw, he was a salvager. The unspecialized captain is just a generic captain with who gives you almost no bonuses beyond their traits. We can get captains like smugglers and commanders and traders, commodores. They'll all do various things. Obviously, the military types are more military-based. What other captains are in the system, actually? Nobody. Literally just that one bod. Okay, right. Well, I'm going to quickly sell the resources that we just gathered here, and then we're going to go to the equipment dock. Show you equipment! No, let me... Game. Right, we're up to 59,000, which is, considering there are some pieces of equipment that cost into the tens of millions. Yeah. Right, we can access it from over here, but we cannot... Ooh. I mean, we could buy that, but it's 30,000, but obviously it's 18% of our 18% resources. Yeah, like this turret control system. 527,000 resources for a turret control system. But obviously it's worth several of these smaller ones. And it only takes up a single slot, so that's also good. Ish, maybe, after a fashion. Obviously this is a galaxy map. You know what? We're going to go to a different system just because. Where's your drone? When you take control of a ship, your drone automatically goes into, like, ether. So your drone doesn't exist. Oh, hello there. Pleasure to meet you again. How can I help? What for? What do you know about the Zotan? Scourge of the galaxy, an alien race that is attacking innocent ships and stations? I'm trying to find out where they come from and if there's any way to stop them. Once you build yourself a good ship, would you like to help me? Sure. Great, you know what? I can tell you, brand new captain, here. Have a subsystem for your ship. Don't install this yet, you will die. It allows your scanners to scan for mass in distinct sectors. Basically, it finds hidden sectors for you. They'll show up as yellow blips. Don't go bye-bye when you control ship. Yes, it does. Maybe you'll find something good. Just be careful, there are pirates everywhere off the grid. Indeed, there are. Thank you very much. Right, I am going to quickly go into this section and see if I can find a claimable asteroid. Because claimable asteroids are usually worth a good 100k to a million plus. That's not one. There are also things like hidden stashes, but I have no way to actually get them at the moment. Oh, turret factory. Hello there. You happen to have titanium? No, you do not. What's that? Yeah. The thing about the mod I installed is called, I think something like Just Let Me Buy Turrets. Or Just Sell Me Turrets. The compensation for Just Sell Me Turrets is the price. As you can see, that base game would be 17,000. Because that's what it's worth. But because I've got the mod installed, it's 200,000. Yeah. Roger Bolter, obviously, well, not obviously, there are different types of damage. For instance, antimatter damage is hull, so that's essentially 6.5 times 100, and, yeah. That's by a lot. But essentially, I want to try and head to just a little bit closer towards the center of the galaxy. I am looking for more titanium. I am looking for claimable asteroids and titanium. I would love to find some claimable asteroids within the starter sector, because that is just essentially free money, but yeah. Is there anything here? Yeah, this is... Yeah, we are... Now that we're in this kind of... Right, this is similar to what a hidden mass sector would be. So while we're in this sector, we're actually at risk from pirates. So I do have to keep an eye out. But as you can also see, there's a lot of titanium here. Which is, you know, Titanium's going to be needed, so we may as well mine while we can. Yep. It's a volcanic world. You can't get close to the planets though, unfortunately. You can fly forever in that direction and you will never get to the planet. Yes, I don't think you do. Maybe they changed that in 0.2. I don't know, actually. Right. I'm certainly not going to try in this ship. It's way too slow. We're boosting and getting a speed of 500. That is very, very slow. Considering my average ships normally have about 2,000 plus when boosting, easily. And I often build bricks rather than properly fast ships. And there's even modules to make your ships faster. There's one specific module where it just goes speed unknown, and the description is just wee. But it draws, I think what was it, like either 50 or 60% of your ship's power, just shoves it into engines and makes you infinitely fast. But if you're not on the ball with it, you will immediately sort of use up all your energy and just drift. If you use up all your ship's energy, then your ship obviously can't do anything, so it just drifts there. And it will keep drifting. It's not like in Space Engineers where you can turn off the inertial dampeners and you will, like, drift forever. You will eventually stop. There is some resistance to space, but not much. There is some, but it's not much. You do want 3 TNG warp pad to 10 then, yeah. Very much so. Right. For a moment I thought that was Zotan, but if it was Zotan they would have gone hostile by now. It's not, it's just... it's just a mining fleet. They have a mining fleet? Yeah, merchants. Oh no, it's a merchant fleet. If we were a pirate, this would be interesting, but we're not, so... I'm pretty sure that at least some of those ships will be armed, and we have mining lasers. You're down to play Warframe? Not really, no. At least not at the moment. I know what Warframe is, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll have a look into it. I know vaguely what it is. You have to build, well, you have to build warframes and then go out to battle other people, but I don't know. I don't know. My initial instinct was no, but I don't know. I don't know. Probably, certainly not today. I'll have a look into it and see what I think, but my initial instinct was no. I'm not sure why the initial instinct was no. Yes, we're getting a little bit more resources by doing it this way rather than using the drone. If I had a captain, I could use the drone and I could use this ship at the same time. I could have the captain this ship and mine, while my drone also mined, which would basically double our yield, but I need about at least 60k to get a captain. At a minimum of 60k to get a captain. But we're back up to 1,000 resources. Asteroids look vaguely like the Citadel. I mean, vaguely. Space energies with powers over the cosmos. I don't know. Like I say, I'll have a look into it. I don't know. I know vaguely, but I do mean vaguely about it. But if it's anything like Valorant, then it won't be my thing. Don't really like a lot of MMOs. It's like I didn't like Destiny and things like that, which kind of gave me the same vibe. I don't mind watching other people play it, but I get frustrated and bored with MMOs. Which is odd, considering I play a lot of single-player games. A lot of MMOs, I just don't feel like I'm getting anywhere, or I just feel sort of shoehorned in, I suppose. Or some player who's been playing the game for like 10 years comes along and just wrecks me for fun. And I've got no recourse whatsoever because I've got no idea what I'm doing. And you don't learn because you just keep getting killed over and over again. It's like, what am I doing wrong? What you're doing wrong is you're encountering a person and they're doing it for, because, you know. Yay, we have over 2,000 resources now. We can't exactly do a lot with this 2,000 resources, but essentially we're going to sell the resources. Once we get them, we're going to sell the resources. Then we're going to go and mine more resources. Because this is basically early game. This is all the early game is, really. This is all the first few hours of the game will be. Yeah, it tends to be a little turbo, yeah. It's got a name, World of Warships Steel Clubbing. Yeah, but the thing is, with World of Warships, you can... A lot of it is just aim and fire. But in a lot of other MMOs, there's a lot more to it. So, yeah. And everything is sort of balanced-ish, to an extent. I remember I was playing Knights of the Old Republic. I think I played for a couple of days, and then this player who was in completely just black mask, black garb, he just kept coming and essentially just killing me. And then there was just this group of people just going around completely killing me, and I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what it... And they were way... I don't know how I was doing. And yeah, because I couldn't attack people in areas, but I was getting deaded. So I was like, okay, well, this is either a hacker or this guy's so over leveled that he's got a skill that lets him do it, which is bad. And yeah, I just went, ugh, I don't want to play this anymore. I didn't even do anything to the guys. I just walked in. Just walked up to the because it was this. I started as a Sith slave, and I became an apprentice of this. What was the name? Darth Jala. I was like the healer class. Was it Enchanter or something like that? Keep of the Dark Knowledge for the Sith. But yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean. I just kept getting attacked. And they were way over leveled, but I tried to attack somebody else after they did it, and I couldn't... I was just doing the flashy lightning and nobody was taking damage. I don't know what the hell was going on. I don't know whether I was being hacked or whatever. Yeah, but it doesn't... It's not like it gives you any experience or anything. I mean, for some of them, it doesn't matter if you get loads of experience or you get their items or stuff, but you just... you just get the default item that's literally not worth anything. Unless we're just doing it for... But the thing that annoyed me is I couldn't attack anybody. And I just kept getting wrecked. But I couldn't actually attack. I was doing the animations for the attack, but I wasn't actually attacking. Because nobody was taking any damage. Oh, pirates! Pirates, pirates, pirates. Christ. Yeah, that guy's dead. And that ship has torpedoes, so I am GTFOing. Request flight vector. Yeah, which is ridiculous because if you, when you think about it, if you're not allowed to enter PvP until a certain level, then you shouldn't be allowed to attack people who are under that level either. Pirate trouble? Indeed, pirate trouble. I've been told you met some pirates. Not surprised. Galaxy is infested with them. Local factions, I would be happy to help defeat them as often as they can. I attached some instructions on how to boost your ship's strength as soon as your ship is ready to fight. Should learn to test it. Remember that pirates shoot your ship to pieces? I think they're perfect for the first target. What do we have in terms of captains here? Oh, that's a guy. Captain no class. He's arrogant, so we don't want him. Or her, sorry. And market expert, which would be good in trader, but... yeah, and but like I say, I just got wrecked. It just came up to me and absolutely destroyed me. Which was highly frustrating. Because surely if you're not at the level for PvP, then you shouldn't be allowed to get killed, and yet here I was unable to attack them, getting wrecked. So I presume it was either a hacker or an issue with the game mechanic. Either way, I just gave up at that. And then I think they sent me an email a while ago going, oh, well, do you want all this free stuff? And it's like, no. No, I don't. It's not so, like I say, it's not so bad in World of Warships because everything's at the same level. But when you get like a level 60 or 70 guy come down to smack the hell out of you, like a level 70 smacking the hell out of a level 7, it's different than, you know, everybody being in the same ship. I mean, even if you bring a 21-point captain down into tier 1 of World of Warships, you're still pretty much... you've still got a fair chance that you're going to get killed in turn. Because especially at tier 1, most of it is literally point and click. There's so few tactics you can use at that level. Yeah, there's a reason I avoid PvP, yeah. It's just, PvP just tends to be a bit much. Everyone always has a faster response time than me. And I just end up getting farmed. Even if I can play the game on hard, I just end up getting farmed and I just go, oh, well... it's not fun for me. It's not fun to just get harvested over and over again. Also, no claimable asteroid in this sector either. Yeah. I mean, it's fair enough if you want to do something competitive, but if you just want a bit of experience and having a chill time, then it's a bit different. Right, search and rescue. Do not do the search and rescue. We are going to die if we try. I'm pretty damn sure we will die if we try that. I still haven't come up. To be fair, clip. Oh, god damn it, game. That's cheap. Okay, that is what a claimable asteroid is supposed to look like. However, right, this is the shape of a claimable asteroid. However, occasionally, claimable asteroids will spawn as with materials. If they spawn with materials like this, then you can only mine them. They will normally have a few thousand materials in them, which is great. But on the flip side, I didn't want this. I would have rather had the claimable asteroid. Similar to dungeons, if you go PvE route, not NPC route, yeah. You get to stick in the first PvP in the game if things go wrong, yeah. But yeah, this is what a claimable asteroid looks like. just, you know, it will be normal stone like that and not this rich stone. However, you can see how little damage my mining lasers are doing. There are thousands of resources in this thing. But obviously we've got really terrible lasers. Yeah, we just got 300 resources from just that one little thing. If only this was made out of titanium, it would be better, but... I mean, it is still obviously worth mining this thing, because there are thousands of resources here. In one asteroid. We'd have to visit multiple asteroids to get the same amount of resources. You can just basically point and click here. Which I suppose is nice. My nephew's brother-in-law's friend told me about this mysterious gate network. Yes, there is a mysterious gate network out there, and you will need it if you make a massive ship. So how do you claim an asteroid? Well, you find an asteroid like this, however, something that is the same color as that. You go up to it, and you click it. Basically, it will come up with an indication to say, hey, you can interact with this. You click it, then you have two options. You can either sell it to one of the local factions for a profit, or you can found a mine. Founding a mine... Basically, there is an entire trading network and complete galactic economy in this game. Some regions want certain resources, other regions have. There is a massive galaxy-wide supply and demand. For each individual faction and galaxy-wide, there is supply and demand. So, essentially... Hold on. Ah, sorry. Anyway, I was just saying, yeah, there is a... If you get a trading subsystem, or I should say, if you get an even remotely decent trading subsystem, you'll be able to see what the supply and demand for the area is. Sometimes you'll have factories that will require certain resources. Yeah, logistics, exactly. Every factory in the game buys and uses resources and then sells the produced item. Everything does. The NPCs do, yours do. So essentially, depending what factories are in an area, will depend on what you can buy and what you can sell and what mine you should use. With obviously mines are expensive. Mines are literally in the millions. Space stations are in the millions because theoretically you could play this entire... Yes, you can. You can even set up various starships which are just bulk traders that will purely essentially there are actual merchant is a captain class. You can assign a merchant to a ship and then send it off to trade. And depending how much money you give, depending what the local economy is like and what the merchant's level is, / what the demand's like and how much cash you give that captain, will depend on what your profit is. Sometimes you can get 3 or 4 million per run. Sometimes you might get 30,000. Sometimes you might get 3.5 million. You know, it really depends on supply and demand in the area. If there's been a faction war, let's say, and some factory has been blown up, or a mine's been... Not really mines, because mines have a lot of HP. But if a factory's been blown up, and there's a load of mines out there now suddenly producing all these raw resources with nobody to sell them to, if you decide that, hey, I want to now stick a factory in this particular area, then all those mines will suddenly start selling their really cheap ores to you. So if a factory happens to have, you know, an unfortunate misunderstanding with a couple of your battleships, you can then go to peace with that faction, because of course it was all a horrible misunderstanding, and you can then build a factory in that faction sector, and yeah, you can suddenly get a lot of cash. Is a pirate playthrough viable? Yes. Yes. With the right captain, with the right set of skills, and enough borders, a pirate playthrough is viable. Essentially, depending on the power of your ship versus the power of the enemy ship, you can order them to give you all cargo. Now, they will either reject all cargo, they will, and, you know, call warships in for help, we're being raided, or they will try and run away. If they try and run away, you'll get a notification that they're trying to run away, and you can destroy them, which will then spill their resources. If you, or spill a portion of their cargo, if you then mine out, guessing it'll be hard, yes. It really does depend where you decide that you want this pirate playthrough to happen, and at what point. I mean, it is entirely possible to go to close to the center of the galaxy, get a Iridium ship with a hangar bay, jump back to this section of the galaxy, and start capturing ships and stations. I've done that before. I've taken... Actually, I think I've done that on most of my playthroughs. I've just built a ship specifically with hangars and boarding craft, and just gone around sectors like this, capturing ships. The thing is, when you get to the center of the galaxy, or when you get close to the center of the galaxy, the last two right, you can get up to Xenian level of resources, and then you'll encounter the galactic barrier. You need to beat several bosses and complete a quest line to get through the galactic barrier, which locks you off from the final two resources. The problem is, the way the game is balanced, essentially, if I gotta build, I can't get a mount. When I founded this ship, it said it cost 500 iron. Every couple of ships will go up a resource. So first it'll be 500 iron, then 500 titanium, nanonite, so on and so forth. Eventually, you'll hit the requirement for Orgonite. Now, if you're not in an Orgonite sector, you won't have 500 Orgonite. So you can't find a ship. So the only way to get more ships from that point, or more stations from that point, to be fair, is to go raiding. Now, you can raid a faction, or you can raid pirates. Yeah. That's one thing I wish that they had made. I would really like them to maybe have a really terrible nanonite hanger, or a really, really terrible titanium hanger, to give you the chance to try it at lower tiers. But yeah, you've got to wait until you're a good portion of the way through the game to build a hangar bay, to then buy/build boarding shuttles, to then to get boarders, to then board a ship, and you have to be in combat with that ship / station, and you have to. The Brotherhood pays anyone to bring them Zotan artifacts for good money. No, they don't. No, they do not. The Brotherhood advertise that they will pay anybody to bring them Zotan artifacts for good money, and then when the person brings them a Zotan artifact, they shank them. There are some bosses that are easy to encounter, like the Brotherhood, because you basically and the Brotherhood, swaps, the AI, and Botan are the easiest to encounter. Essentially, because you make 10 jumps in sort of nanonite space, in empty nanonite space. Oh god. They're too close. How much? Come on, I can get a little bit more. They're over the other side of the asteroid. No, they're coming for me, but I can. Oh no, are they going for the other guy, or they're coming for me? Can he capture a boss? No. You can... Oh, actually, you can capture some of the minor bosses, but it's not a good idea to. Because there are, like, pirate motherships, which are really, as you would imagine, powerful ships. And the problem is, it's not a good idea to capture them, because if you capture them, then you don't get their unique subsystems. You don't get their subsystems. They don't sort of explode into a pile of money and systems, so It's kind of a waste. You can do it, but yourself. It's not a good idea to. Thought not, yeah. Right, what do you have? You have a Zotan Hunter, which is not actually a bad captain. Zotan Hunter. Does, yeah. Tracks rare with Zotan, yes. Rare Zotan loot. There are Zotan Hunters that do damage to Zotan. They do damage to Zotan, and those are the ones that you want. Right, Turret Factory, what do you have? Reckless, due to the more likely to be attacked. Cunning, more likely to evade enemies. Yeah. But, oh, by the way, you can see just the diversity. We have a chemical factory, fertilizer, fuel, plastic, fruit, rice, fighter, turret. Speaking of turret, do you have anything good? No, you're all still iron. Okay. Oh, that giant red mark there is your ship is extremely weak. You will die if anything shoots at you. That's basically the game's way of saying, oh, by the way, you may not want to go further, you might die. Actually, is there any asteroid in this sector that I can... Oh, hang on a minute. Damn it, game, that was debating me. Because sometimes those bigger asteroids look like they're claimable, but then you click on them and they're not. Claimable asteroid... Down here. Oh, is that one? Nope. And is that one? Nope. Damn it. Oh well, it was worth an attempt. Hyperspace. 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 Does whatever the hyperspace does. Right, this is just... Ooh. Well, while using a gate is normally a good idea, I don't want to spend the cash. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not that hard up on cash right now. It's only 80. It's only 83 credits. We have thousands of credits. That's only 83. And we're about to get a few more 1,000 credits when we can get to a resource dock. Hello, you. Who are you? People Delivery Service. You should check out asteroid fields. Yep, thank you. Where's your home sector? Yep, so he's basically he is the faction we spawned in. People delivery. If you have a ship that requires many crew members, 100 plus, you can ask the dock, or whatever dock you happen to be at, to deliver those 100 plus people to you. Sounds like a slaver. I mean, yeah, but no. The pirates can capture people. There are missions to rescue people from pirate captivity. But obviously we are in a dinky little, tiny little piece of rubbish that is absolutely... Ooh, we've got merchants. Merchant captains are the only people that can actually... Right, market expert, which is great. Best offer in the galaxy. Humble, demands less payment. Commoner. Great negotiator. This person would make us... This person would make us millions. Absolute millions upon millions. What about this captain? Hiya. Commoner, which is good. Greedy. Connected. Connected's good. Educated is okay. Greedy's not good. But again, they would make us a good chunk of change. What about you? Educated and cunning. Yeah, this person would... when you salvage ships, you literally take the ships apart. So any cargo that that ship had will go into your inventory, and you will have a portion of, essentially, depending on how many ships you salvage during the mission, will depend on how many credits you get. You can get sort of 20, 30,000, or to a couple of 100 million. Or to a couple of, yeah, actually, I think I have seen, I've seen hundreds of thousands. I think, I haven't seen hundreds of millions, no. I was thinking hundreds of thousands to a million plus, not hundreds of millions. Anyway, we're going to this trading station. We will trade at the trader. Oh, it's a resource dock. It literally says a resource dock. We will resource at the resource. But yeah, this ship is slow. Very, very, very slow. Oh, at the bottom, you can see the battery is depleting because we're using the boost, and the power is draining because we're boosting for a long time. You can get battery upgrades, and you can get just battery banks. We have neither. And this is what happens when your ship runs out of power. You can go a fraction of the speed. The tick is failing at Englishing. Yes, indeed. I mean, I am a space tiger, so it's entirely allowed. But yeah, this ship currently cannot hyperspace. We can't. We can use the weapons, sort of, but if we had bigger weapons, we wouldn't be able to. If you have a lot of laser weapons, then you can't always fire them if you run out of battery. Anyway, what do we have to sell? 100,000, so we have enough to buy a captain now. Nice. We now have enough cash to buy a captain. We cannot buy any of these because, you know, I like having so much money. What's Matt? What? Where are you looking? Want Matt? Ah. But yeah, you can build giant space stations like this. And some space stations will take hundreds of people to man. The minimum crew requirement for a space station has been upped to 30. So previously you could build some tiny little space station in the middle of nowhere and get away with it. Oh. Oh, did they want material? Oh, bugger. Oh yeah, that reminds me. There is occasionally a mission from them where... Oh. Hello, welcome to our area, basically. What was I saying? Yeah, there is actually occasionally a mission from the resource dock which will say, urgent, we require you to get X amount of resources and we will reward you well for it, which is normally at least double, sometimes triple, or even, yeah, I think double or oh, hello, mobile merchant. Are you a mobile regular merchant? Yeah, you're a regular merchant, not interested. You can get mobile equipment merchants or mobile turret merchants, which are very nice. I mean, you can already see on the screen, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was basically asking if they want me to... Yeah. I'm still half asleep. I mean, it's, what, 9 o'clock? I'm still half asleep. What are you? You're a Corvette. Yeah, we don't want to touch you. Their firepower is 1.6 Amicron, which is, in the grand scheme of things, absolutely nothing. But more than enough to completely wreck my ship. Because my ship has no armor, it has no shield, it is literally a block, a cargo hold, 2 thrusters and an engine. It is literally nothing. yes, lots and lots of... This is the kind of thing that I know a lot of people cut out of there. Well, saying that, some people have streamed Avorion and just mine, so there is something, I suppose, therapeutic about just mining. I suppose that's one of the reasons why Minecraft is so popular, just therapeutic about just mining. I somehow made a weak cup of Yorkshire tea. I mean, did you leave the tea bag in? Or did you take the tea bag out of your flask? Then again, I made it in your flask, yeah. I thought that was something else then. I thought, oh, did I misclaim the asteroid? Nope, no, it didn't. I'd like some more resources, game. I'd like more resources, please. Please, sir, can I have some minerals? Can I have some alloys? The efficiency on these is incredible. I suppose it could be used as a chat stream. Yeah, I think some people do. I think Banj does chatting streams or he just builds stuff and they're fun to watch, so it may be a day where yeah, I know what you mean by thermos flask. I know you mean a thermos, dude. I'm just thinking because I've got my giant teapot here and that goes cold pretty quickly. But I just I normally leave the tea bag in them. I know you're not supposed to and they can break, but I have had tea bags break open in my tea, but as long as you're not too careless with it. Right, we've got 2,000. Do I risk a jump into an empty sector? I think I do. You know what? It's still being calculated. Let's... Oh, we'll just go. You know what? One last asteroid, then we're going to jump into an empty sector. Oh, sorry. There's 2 right together. We'll do 2 in a bit. There's 3 right together. How can we not? I think hyperspace system stays the asteroids is in the good hands. Oof. Oh, yeah. Look at my ship's health. 59% from that little bump. Because I have no structural integrity fields. So let's mine these 3 titanium asteroids and then 1 iron asteroid, and then we'll jump out the system. Actually, there's a shipyard in this system, so I could do my upgrades here. The captains on a lot of the equipment does get recycled. Turret factories do not recycle their equipment. You have to basically... It's a bit of a gacha roll. If you make a turret factory and it gives you the wrong equipment, well, you are stuck with a turret factory that has given you the wrong equipment. Yeah. And you have to delete and make a new ship and re-roll from scratch. It's not good. And if that means you have to pay, you know, 60 million... it's about 60,000. Yeah, no, 60 million. Upgrades first. Yeah, I'm going to mine a little bit more, upgrade the ship, and then we'll do the hyperspace jump. Because that little bash into that asteroid suddenly reminded me, oh, I haven't got any, you know, I haven't even got a structural integrity generator on this thing. Structural integrity generators are nice and easy. Basically, it reduces all damage covered by the generator by 25%. Sorry, to 25%. Oh, God. Oh, actually, hang on. Where are the pirates? This could be an opportunity. Right. Oh, God damn it. I haven't got the iron. Quick. I need 55 iron. Come on. 30. Right. Repair. Modify the entire ship. Titanium. Give me some armor. This is stupid, but I'm going to do it. This is incredibly stupid, but I'm still going to do it. Where are they? Let's go. As long as we do some damage to them, any damage. Too late. It died. On the bright side, we can pick up their supplies. So that's a turret, which exceptional double shooter. Yeah, that's fine. Some of that. Some of that. We didn't get any cash. It's strange. Normally you'd get at least a little bit cash from a pirate ship. Saying that, it is a really early area, so maybe we wouldn't. Anyway, you can... Oh god, this ship is so terrible! This ship is so terrible. Oh, what's that? Offer incoming. Hi there, your recent experience with pirates, traveling off. You should buy most stations, buy and set. Yeah, we're not doing that. I appreciate the offer, but we can't afford to do that. By upgrading, you mean better mining lasers? Yeah, some defenses and some better mining lasers. And maybe a mining subsystem. Basically, I'm going to make that red exclamation mark at the top go away. Then we're going to get a captain. And we're going to send that captain on an actual captain mission. Because then I can show off the actual missions. But there are some traits that I want to look for, like Lucky. Lucky is one of the best traits to get early on. Essentially, it means they will find a certain number... They have a percentage chance to find subsystems, whether that be turret or actual installable systems on your ship. Basically, they have a chance to find... For each mission they do, they have a chance to find something good out in the galaxy. Which early game means a lot. So I'm looking for a lucky commander. Well, not a lucky commander, just a lucky captain of any kind. Have you left early game yet? No, because I'm not on beginner mode. I'm on veteran. And if you leave early mode on veteran, the game goes, oh, you thought you could have left the system, did you? Oh, bless you. Let's make you eat torpedoes. Oh, you didn't like that? Well, here's a laser cannon. Oh, you didn't like that? Here's a bursting antimatter cannon. Oh, you're dead. Oh, poor you. Maybe you shouldn't have left there, little baby. Yeah, this game's difficulty spike is brutal. This game's difficulty spike is brutal. And by brutal, I do mean brutal. Just to give you an example, my ship has just under 400 HP. On my other... You know what? I'm going to quickly drop out of this game and go into my normal game. One sec. I'm going to have a drink of tea. Right, just for... Where are you? Normal personal. I wanted just a casual game, so I went normal. Worse than Dark Souls or not? It can be pretty damn rough. It can be pretty damn rough because you can't... There are ships in this game that will absolutely destroy you. The enemy also has the ability to jam hyperspace. Oh, my ship is under attack. Right. This is the main flagship that I have in this game. Yes, it is an Excelsior class. I got this off the workshop, but I heavily modified its insides and obviously added other bits. Remember, I barely have 400 hull. 6.27 million. 43.838 million. 477 mechanics. 580... Yeah, Excelsior class. Excelsior class with cannons. Oh, actually, that's a good example. Right, this. Look at the damage on that. In a single shot, this cannon will deal 17,374.3 damage per shot. And it fires one shot every 2 seconds. Oh, block. This was a workshop design that I modified, so you can tell the bits that you can see the bits that I modified. I mean, you know, you can see the bits that I modified. But anyway, yeah. So, plus this ship that I'm facing is basically nothing. That was 40,000 HP just gone in one shot. My oil rig is under attack somewhere. Oh, that's a sign for boarding. Bear in mind that I haven't shot the ship. This is purely my point defense weapons. I didn't shoot that ship. That was purely my point defense. Took down that ship with over 40,000 HP. And shields. My point defense guns did that. Okay. And that's the strength of ships in this part of the galaxy. So, yeah. One blocky boy. What do you mean, blocky boy? I'm innocent, sweet, adorable, innocent, rounded. I mean, well, I suppose you could call this blocky, couldn't you? Could call the belly a bit blocky, but, you know. Rotund or rounded is probably better. So, yeah, Danny, that's why I don't want to leave the, could be blockier, to be honest. Indeed, it could be blockier. Oh, dear. Yeah, that's why I don't want to leave the early game sectors yet. Because obviously, I had to build a ship with, you know, 40 million shields. And 6 million hull. Otherwise, I would die. And I don't know if you saw my resource count, but I had over 1 billion credits and millions upon millions of resources. That's because a ship like that costs millions of credits and millions of resources to make. I think that ship cost about, I want to say about 12 billion? No, billion? About 12 million to upgrade, I think. It might have been a station, actually, but one of them cost 12 million to upgrade. I gathered it would sub-lobby while I was just joking about the early game thing. Oh, it's not just that, Danny. There is actually a boss in the early game sector called Boss Wax, who has a chance of basically spawning whenever you jump into an uninhabited system. They're boot the asteroid again. Indeed. But Boss Wax has a chance to spawn when you're in an uninhabited system. He has 11 ships guarding him, each with HP between, I think it's between 5 and 15. And his ship, on average, because the bosses do, most of the bosses do have sort of a randomized thing that they pick from. Or at least some of them have a randomized set that they pick from. But the last time I encountered him, I think he was about 35,000 hull. And that's a beginning level boss. You can find him in the iron and titanium levels. And we are in the iron and titanium. And yeah, he had 30,000 HP. And I believe it's 11 ships backing him up. He has his main flagship, then plus 11 smaller ships. And there is a chance that every time you jump into a random system, he may spawn. After 10 jumps into an unexplored system, he is guaranteed to spawn. So yeah. Bear in mind, that is an early game boss. We spawn in iron and titanium sector. That is an early game boss. That is the first boss you're supposed to fight. 11 support ships and a guy with 30,000 hull. The fight is well worth it though. It's a big ouch encountering. Yeah. This ship not only, he also has a hyperspace jammer. So it will boost your hyperspace cooldown massively. So I think one of my ships that I basically left in the titanium sector just to farm him, I think with its hyperspace boost, it took about, yeah, basically yes. Basically, yes. I think the ship that I custom built to face him had its hyperdrive jammed for 60 seconds. So bearing in mind this ship only does about 500 per second. Yeah, this ship will just be killed by his torpedoes. Yeah. We are in no way ready to fight Swarks. And that's why I don't want to push. It's not sort of... Yeah, and a lot of pirate ships at this level are between 4 and 15,000 hull. Well, they're normally about 4 to 5, but I have seen them 15,000. And then, obviously, once they get close to the center of the galaxy, they go into the 400 to 500,000. I made one asteroid become 2. Indeed, absolutely. And that's me. I'm polarizing. You either love me or you hate me. Actually, to be fair, aside from Mexican Tail and that other guy, I haven't really had that many haters. Fingers crossed. I'm literally touching wood with my little finger right this second as I said that, so, you know. But I haven't had that many haters. And I think Mexican Tail was more a generic troll than a hater. Do we have the resources yet? Misa thinks no. Oh, don't bump the asteroid! Oh. How much damage was that? Like 1%? Yeah, 99%. Oh yeah, there is actually a trait called Unlucky where your captains will damage the ship periodically. So you can actually get a situation where the captain will say, I can't work like this. The ship is critically damaged. It's critically damaged because they kept bumping into asteroids. I never ruined your ship. Right, before we go any further, saved designs. Yeah, we can't afford that. Ages exist for everything. Can't do nothing about them. True. Well, as you can see, this is just a basic design. It's 7 slots. Yeah, we can't afford or build it at the moment. This ship has 11 slots, 1 million Xanian, 200,000 iron, 40 million credits. This ship is one that I took off the workshop and then heavily modified. It's a fairly small ship, actually, all things considered. 1.7 million, 100,000. We have something like this, which is a ship. Again, I modified it. But even if we were to bring it down to iron and then transform the blocks, we would still need 19,000 iron to bring this thing in. This is a ship that is... oh yeah, this is the lady. This is a random spawn. But I have built some stations. Like that. I mean, that was the base. And then I just sort of rotated it, cut it to pieces, and then built that. That is a pirate station. That is a Thunderbolt with the shield generator. Problem 5 cargo vessel. Yeah, that's a copy of my I think that's my... Well, my former main ship. But yeah, look at that. 84 million to build. Almost 7 million Xanian. If we were to bring that to Avorion, 140 million to build, just shy of 8 million resources total. So, yeah, things could get pretty expensive. This ship, obviously, we can't build it because it's nanonite and trinium. But it's really cheap. Reset station, but again, it's Avorion. Bring it down to that. It's still 100,000 to build that. This is the cheapest station I've designed. Obviously, you'd have to pay like the 4-5 million to start the factory, then add the 200,000 on top. But yeah, it kind of gives an idea of just how many resources you actually need. And if we just go to workshop designs, this, yeah, 400,000. Oh yeah, this is Star Wars one. I forgot about this. Playops. But yeah, resources, people. Resources, yeah. 14,000, 3,000. You know what? Let's change that up to titanium and make that our... Ooh, do I want to make that our ship, or do I just want to go to the Enterprise? Oh, I can't because I haven't got the resources. Damn it. I haven't got the resources, but yeah, you can do a lot with the blocks. That's a non-cruiser. Anybody knows the Babylon 5. Also a Babylon 5 ship. Also a Babylon 5 ship. There's a lot of Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda ship. Which is only one slot because it's basically a fighter. I need another thing. Right. This ship, let's transform it into titanium. And make it our own. And it's, even with 1,000 health, it's still too weak for this area. Even with 1,000 HP, it is still too weak for the area. Put these in weapon groups. Do we really not have a... Yes, we don't. Don't have enough crew. I thought I'd made some extra crew. Yeah, there is the Andromeda. I think there's the Andromeda Ascent on the workshop somewhere. I can't remember why I passed it up, but I passed it up for some reason. But yeah, they have the actual... I mean, they can show the workshop, to be honest. If we just go mod... you know what? If we just... Easier to do this. Oh, the Sunrider! That was a favourite. Ride it's not included. Oh, it's a Sunrider. That is cool. Sorry, that's out of a game that I enjoy. But there's all sorts of ships in there. There's all sorts of franchises. There's a Havoc class battlecruiser from somewhere. I think that's... I can't remember where that's from, but that looks familiar. Right, if we go... Let's do most popular all time. There's where are you? There's the Star Wars Dreadnoughts, there's space stations. Thanking you. Hammerhead Corvettes, the Star Destroyers. You know what? Let's go TV. No, let's go video games. Let's go video games. And all time, most popular. Warhammer ship. I know you guys like your Warhammer. Obviously, Titanium, Trinium, and Avorion. Yeah, there's Homeworld, there's Warhammer. What's this? I think there might be some Homeworld stuff in here. Yeah, there's a Venator. As you can see, it is actually a working Venator because it's got Trinium in it. There is actually a working Venator. Those are actual slots. So those turrets there that you see, you can actually attach turrets in game to that and use the skin. So you will actually have blasters in. Victory class Star Destroyer. A character class. Where are you looking? Where are you looking? That? Oh, there we go. Do you have any designs of it in space? Yeah, look at that. But yeah, we can't construct that because no, not in tritium. Yeah. But yeah, there's all sorts. Androm, I think that's how you spell it. Third one in, the Andromeda Ascendant. It's tritium, so we can't construct it. But it's a fully functional Andromeda Ascendant. And yeah. Let's see what its stats are. Yeah, 2 million, 2.7 million. Low cost Andromeda. Yeah, it's quite a few Andromeda Ascendants. That's the strike craft that I've got. I was going to get those, but then I thought, nah, get that. But yeah, if you want stations, the actual Babylon 5 station, all time. Warlock class destroyer, the Vulture class heavy cruiser, I have that. Babylon 5 station. Like the actual station, like the 5 miles long station. What about the description as the voiceover? Well, there's a couple of these. There's a Jaquan heavy cruiser, Omega. I do like my Babylon 5, to be honest. It's a really good show. I like my Star Trek on my Babylon 5 more than I do Star Wars. It's because we put it in popular all time. It's not gone to relevance. But yeah, there's a lot that you can do in this game. A lot. I'm going to mine some more titanium. Then we're going to go to that shipyard and we're going to get some more crew, because I thought I already had some spare crew, but obviously not. Then we're going to try and find a cheap captain with some okay skills. If you get a no-class captain, they will eventually level up. Definitely get an Avorion at some point. Yeah, it's a good game. But, I mean, like I said, I've got 500 hours in this. And I still haven't beaten the final boss. Still haven't faced the Wormhole Guardian. But to be fair, I was putting it off. So, you know, we're not for 500 hours. Well, yeah, there's a lot you can do. I mean, as you can see, obviously this is an early game ship. But you can see the nacelles are all rounded off. You get the effects coming out in the nacelles. Has a captain spawned in this area? Were you already there? I think you were. Yeah. I don't want him. Don't want him as a captain. And as you can see, the danger you're going to get ganked has been removed. Because we actually have the ability to fire back and some hull now. Well, yeah, if anyone recognizes this is the, these are the, oh god, what they're called, the automated cargo ships on Star Trek from the original series. This was actually from the animated series, actually. Now think about it. The Klingons used the kind of energy dampening weapon on a couple of these. But I like this design because it's really easy to just shove stuff on the back. Getting as many Heron Kirith. Oh, you know, I'm not going to be able to pronounce those. And Kushan ships as possible. I've got Homeworld somewhere, I just haven't played them. Hence the nacelle ship. Yeah. Hence the nacelle ship with the nacelles up. Really nice. Right, shipyard. Right, you've got more than one dock, which is nice. Occasionally you'll get some factions which only have a single dock on their stations. That is really bad. Because the AI do not use... Just get through it, guys. Yeah, yeah, I know. Saw that coming. Yeah, they do. And you can also have the there's basically all the areas of Star Trek. You can get Klingon ships, Romulan ships. Basically, whatever you like. Right, where's the smart hole? There you are. Crew quarters. Crew quarters. Now, there's got to be some framework. I thought there was some framework in here. Crew quarters. I also want an energy container. And a structural integrity field generator. Now, I'll put that on the other side. I'll put that on the top, actually. Regular generator. And I'll leave the rest of the framework for them. Actually, I could put some more cargo space in here. Because that's a tiny cargo space, but it is actually... Oh, it's only 14. You know what? It's fine. Is it fine, though? Whatever. Nah. No, we won't do that. We'll leave that for the moment. You have torpedo storage. I don't think you do. Solar panels. We can replace one of those with a generator. And again, energy container. Because that'll let us go faster, essentially. I'll put more engines in you. And I'll make you thrusters, because not. There we go, we've kept our maneuverability. Are you going to stop being angry soon? Yes, you are. Right, we now have access to our cannon. So, we don't have access to additional jump energy at the moment, which is... oh, actually, how many slots do we have? How many slots do we have? Just the one. You know what? I'll stick that in there. Oh, really? No, alright. Not gonna complain at that. Nope. Right, that at the top is, because we're in an empty sector, hyperspace jump energy increased. So as you can see, this ship is pretty maneuverable. If you add something heavy to a ship, you've got to make sure to try and counterbalance it, otherwise you will be flying a brick that feels like a brick, rather than a brick that feels like a fighter. Okay, there's just a miner in here, which is not necessarily good. Well, let's have a quick look through the asteroid field. Is there any... Is that one? No, it's not. Sometimes I can see hidden stashes in here, but I don't see any. Well, they are really tiny, so there's always a chance that you won't catch hidden stashes, even if there are. There are ways to actually find them, but we don't have a scanner capable of doing it yet, so... and no, you're the wrong type of asteroid. You look like the right type of asteroid for a second. You're not a stash. There might be something here, but I'll be damned if I can see it. Alright, moving on. There probably is something here, but I can't see it. I mean, that would look like a Campbell asteroid because of its shape, because there's two asteroids together. But yeah. Alright, hyperspace! We need to find a really terrible captain and just build a really small ship, so that we can have a constant flow of resources. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, here's some more things. Zinc mine, ore mine, noble metal mines. These will produce usually gold and platinum, or platinum and silver in this case. But as you can see, the current stock is 4. It will go up once this bar finishes. Or it should do anyway. Yeah. This is only a small mine, but its cargo capacity is 50,000, which is annoying because you're... Oh. Yes, we got one. We got one. Unfortunately, since there are so many mines in this sector already, it's not going to be worth actually doing anything with this. Sure, we could move it to a different section, but we don't have a big enough ship to do that with yet, and we need the cash. So I will just give you a quick overview of mines while we run over here. Obviously, this ship is still slow. It's faster than the one we had, but it's still slow. Right, so we go up to a mine, get within 2, claim it. Yay! Right, if we find a mine, you can see what the cheapest mine available is 5.1 million. That's the cheapest mine of... Ooh! Pirates. Right. Can I get over there in time? I really hope so. I'm almost out of power. There's no shipyard in this area, is there? Bloody hell. I just add a solar panel here. Can that gives me anything? 15 kilometers away, but the warships are getting there. Because I boosted all the way back. I boosted all the way back, so I've used all my energy to get into that asteroid. But yeah, as you can see, the pirates are not just immediately being wrecked anymore. Just a few jumps away from where we spawned, and suddenly the pirates are not immediately getting wrecked anymore. They are now surviving a little bit, but I need to... Too late. Damn it! I wanted to get some... Right. If you get damage in on the pirates that is not based on your point defense system, the local security forces, you will get positive relationship with the faction, with any faction that's in the system. So if there are 2 factions, you get double the relation. You will also get paid a set amount of cash. It can be from 30 grand to a couple of 100,000 for helping them fight off pirates. So if you can get in close enough and do any damage whatsoever, it's worth it. But anyway, as you can see, yeah, zinc mines 11 million. I like the ice mine because water is required in most places in the galaxy. So I don't have the trading subsystem, so I can't show